Wave, Justin, you're on camera. Wave. Put your hand up and wave. Hello YouTube, Vista Bar Man Cave. Coming to you today from the Inland Rail Trail, which goes through a few different cities. Starts in Escondido, goes through San Marcos, eventually through the city of Vista, and eventually through the city of Oceanside out to the coast. They're still constructing it as we speak, but they've got the sections through Escondido and San Marcos completed. Going over a wooden bridge here. Today is Sunday, May 5th, 2019, Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Today I'm riding with my son. You probably saw that in previous footage. And today's topic is going to be about slot machines. I'll show you some video footage of my kids playing slot machines here towards the end of the video. So I've got two slot machines. Both are made by IGT. One is IGT S Plus, I believe it's called. And the other one is an IGT iGame Plus machine. It's a video touchscreen machine. Both are a lot of fun to play. I've had them for a number of years now. I can't remember exactly how long. Used to have 3 slot machines total. Might be able to see my son in the background there. Used to have 3 slot machines. Used to have a 1975 Bally 1090 electromechanical machine. And that was a lot of fun to play. The thing with the electromechanical machine is, you know, they have a lot of moving parts and pieces, a lot of relays and contacts need to be cleaned on a temporary basis to keep them up and running. And I eventually got rid of it here about three years ago. Just becoming too much of a pain to try to keep it up and running. So I had to fiddle with it a lot to get it to work, and got done fiddling with it and sold it when it was up and running. I ended up selling it on Craigslist, but I told the person I sold it to all about the issues it was having, and she was planning on having a slot tech go through it from the bottom up anyways. So it all worked out. The 2 other machines I still have in my bar are both working just fine. They're more computerized than anything else, and you know, they're both made by IGT. And I guess the thing you have to remember with a slot machine is you have to remember it is a machine, and with a machine it does involve a little bit of maintenance here and there. There's some bumps through here. So the only real things I've had to maintain on my 2 current machines are the internal batteries that are on the motherboard. The batteries on the motherboard, they kind of help to remember the machine, what game it's supposed to be playing, the number of credits in the machine, number of credits that were paid out, paid in, and that sort of thing. And the slot machines are designed to be on 24/7 since they're, you know, in casinos. And but when they're in a home, normally you have the machine off anyways. So when the machine is off, that's when the battery kicks in and kind of does its thing. Make sure that it keeps the memory of the game and the memory of how many credits you have. So when you turn the machine back on, if you had 100 credits before, you unplug the machine and plug it back in a few weeks later, it'll remember that you had 100 credits. And the other main reason too is, I would imagine if in a casino you had a power failure and you have hundreds of people playing slot machines and the power goes out and everybody gets all concerned about how much money they may have been winning at that time or losing, that when the power came back up, the batteries on the motherboards would remember on each machine how many credits were in the machine. So unfortunately, these batteries, they're a special battery. You have to actually solder it onto the motherboard. And the batteries last about 7 to 10 years. So fortunately, you don't have to do it very often. But you do need to have some soldering and basic electronic skills to do that. And I know on my S Plus machine, it takes more than just replacing the battery. You have to go through all these numeric code menu systems, which, unless you know how to maintain a slot machine or program it, you're going to be pretty lost. So what I've had to do in the past, whenever I replace the batteries, is to call a tech on the phone to get an idea, you know, get some step-by-step information on how to get the machine back up and running. So other than just the basic maintenance on having to replace the battery every now and again, they're pretty straightforward and a lot of fun to play. Oh yeah, the machines themselves are pretty heavy. They weigh about 250 pounds a piece, so you almost need to have 2 people to lift the thing up and down, up and off its pedestal, or whatever you have it sitting on. Highly suggest that to move it around from room to room more easily if you need to do that during a move or whatever, that you have some sort of dolly available too. So another thing on the slot machines that you have to keep in mind is that each state has its own laws relating to slot machine and slot machine use. So make sure before you decide to buy a slot machine, if you want to do that, that the laws pertain, or that you're complying with the laws within the state that you live in. Like I know, for example, if you live in Nevada, you can purchase any slot machine no matter how old or new it is. Any slot machine is legal in Nevada to own. California, the slot machines I know have to be at least 25 years or older. Anything less than 25 years old, you can't technically have. You know, anything over 25 years old, the state of California defines it as an antique at that point. So that's why you're able to have slot machines that are 25 years or older in California. And I know there's a handful of states where you can't even legally own a slot machine no matter how old or new it is. So if you buy a slot machine online, make sure that the company you're buying from is reputable, that they've got good reviews, that they've been in business for a long time. So one thing that tends to happen with people that sell these things online is they'll be in business for a few years and they'll go out of business. And then when you need help on your machine and call them, they're out of business. So now you have to go and find another tech from another company that owns slot machines. And sometimes they're a little reluctant to help you because you didn't buy the machine from them. But a lot of times they'll be willing to work with you on the phone for an hourly rate or hourly fee to help you get your machine up and running again. So another thing to keep in mind before purchasing a machine is realizing that, you know, you may have to pay a tech over the phone to get you through whatever problems you might be having with it. But again, with my machines, the two that I currently have, just the batteries going out every so often is about the only real problem I've run into. And then just getting a tech on the phone to help me get it programmed back up so that it works again like it's supposed to. So one of the things that did go out on my black cherry slot machine is the dollar bill acceptor went out on me. And talking with the tech on the phone that I bought the machine from several years ago, he said it's the parts, I guess, are very minimal for that kind of dollar bill acceptor, and that you're better off just popping quarters into it. That particular machine I have does accept quarters, so I'm still able to play it through the quarters and through any digital credits that are on the machine at the same time. My Neon Nights machine, dollar bill acceptor still works. As a matter of fact, that's another thing. I had to have that dollar bill acceptor sent in to the tech company because with all the money changing graphics and so on for the last several years, it wasn't accepting the newer bills. So I had to send the dollar bill acceptor into the company and have them update the software to it so that it would accept the newer 20s and the newer 10s and 5s and so on. So if you buy a machine that's been recently updated, then you shouldn't have to worry about that. But when I bought this Neon Nights iGame Plus machine back in the day, it was before they changed all the face value or the currency of the money that we use. Yeah. Hats off to Matt. Matt over at the bike shop right across from where we are right now. This is where I bought my Recumbent Trike, and unfortunately they're going out of business here on May 8th in a couple more days from now. So Matt, thank you for all your help, all your knowledge, and all the times that you've taken in my Trike to do little tweaks to it and to add things to it. I appreciate it, and wish you the best of luck here in your future endeavors. Matt works for a company called Trikes, T-R-Y-X, based out of San Marcos, California.
the other one. All right, 15 points on that one. Good job. Wow, good job. Good job. All right. All right, Justin's gonna play now. Here we go. We got them both in there. Bonus round. All right. Okay, here we go.
Neon Knights bonus round.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to Electric Burger. Let's make some cheeseburgers.
Justin, nope. Go ahead and push the button. Nope, the white button. One slip. Here we go.
100% pure beef. All beef, honey. Fresh tomatoes. Mmm, sweet tomatoes. Yeah, lettuce, man. Triple tomatoes. Hot off the grill. Mmm, tasty, man.
Do another one. Zap.
Let's see what else we can cook up. Nothing like cheese. Double cheese, baby.
Wow.
Super cheesy. Nothing like cheese. Plenty of pickles. Get it what it's on.
Zap it.
That is just plain huge.
Zap it.
Get that out of here. Nothing like cheese. Pickles in the house. Double cheese, baby. Tomatoes, baby. Grill them up. Bag that one up and take her home.
Good job. pat it down. Nope, too high.